Hey, Hola Choc Squad, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to get this beat going, but first, let's set our face with some Make It Last by Milani Cosmetics. This is a 16-hour setting spray, and it's amazing. We're going to prime our face with Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This one is oil-free. And to mattify our T-zone, we're just going to use some Becca Matte Poreless Primer. And now we're going to set our eyelids with Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And now we're going to also go in with some Farsali Unicorn Essence. And we're going to prime our face, but this is also going to add a nice dewy glow to our skin. Next, we're going to go in with our MAC Pro Longwear Foundation. And we're going to apply that with our e.l.f. Flat Top Foundation Brush. And shake it, and shake it. And we're going to buff that in nice and easy. However, it does look a little light, but trust me, it is not going to be like that for long. So now we're going to go in with our Makeup Forever foundation stick as a second layer of foundation, just to give us some more color, because if you see, we're looking a little Casper the Friendly Ghost, and Choc doesn't play that. So let's do it. And we're going to go down the neck and blend this on out with our Beauty Blender. Now we're going to set our face with Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder in the shade Cocoa. And we're going to use another e.l.f. brush just to set those fine lines, our nose, and all over our face. Now we're also going to go into our Studio Fix MAC Foundation Setting Powder in the shade NW45, just to kind of give us a little bit of a glow, so that way we're not too almost like golden brown, if it makes sense. We want just a little bit more color, so we're going to just mix those two for the perfect shade. Now onto concealer. We're going to use this concealer as a base for our eyelids, and this is LA Girl HD Pro Concealer in the shade Chestnut. So now we're going to buff that product on out with our concealer brush by e.l.f. It's absolutely one of my favorite brushes. So now we're going to set our eyelids with that MAC Studio Fix powder. And then we're going to conceal with that LA Girl Pro Concealer. And then we're going to blend that product on out with our Beauty Blender. And now we have a bare face, but not for long. So we're going to set those brows, but first we're going to brush them into place. And we're going to set them and lock them in with that Eyelure Wax Pencil, which is the bomb. Get you one, sus. And then we're going to brush that product in so we don't have a white cast on our brows. We're using Precisely My Brow by Benefit. And we're going to fill our eyebrows in with this pencil. This is absolutely one of my favorite eyebrow pencils, and I'm obsessed with it. I haven't used another eyebrow pencil since I picked this up, and it's been almost 6 months now. Maybe longer. So then we're going to go into our Wet n Wild eyebrow palette. Well, I call it an eyebrow palette, but it's called I'm Getting Sunburned, and I always use the deepest shade to do my brows with. So I just carved it out with a mix of the LA Girl and the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer just to clean up that brow. And now we're going to use a little bit of that foundation that we used earlier, but we're going to put that on top just to clean up the eyebrows and make sure everything is all even and cute, you know? So we're going into our Inferno palette and we're going to use the hot shade in the palette just to get our eyelids started. And then we're going to go into Romance to deepen the crease. And that is in the Aphrodite palette. Then we're going to go back in with the red shade to just make that eyelid stand out. And then now we're going to go into my Watch Me Blush palette and go into the orange shade. Now to the Raw Sauce palette. So now we're going to go in with that Moonlight shade to give us a nice dimension and a nice gradient reddish orange color. And now we're going to use the Inferno palette and use the deepest shade there. And now we're just basing our eyelid with some NYX eyeshadow base. And I'm just going to blend that out with a little bit of setting powder. And going back into Inferno and using Smolder. And I'm going to deepen the crease like so and use a MAC pigment to begin the first part of our eyeshadow. I love their pigments. Now we're going back into Raw Sauce and we're going to use the Sunset shade and then go back into Man Made. And so now we're going to use Success to kind of create a smoldering look because that's really important. And now we're just going to dust that out just to make sure that it's all even, you know. And now we're going to use Anglola to give us a nice little pop of color. So we're lining our eyelid with some Wet n Wild eyeliner, which is one of my faves. So now we are highlighting our under eye with the shade Rich from Tarte, and it is their Shape Tape Concealer. And now we're just setting our under eye with some Sasha Buttercup setting powder. So now we're going to contour our face with some BH Cosmetics Powder Contour Kit. And then we're going to carve that out with some of that Sasha Buttercup powder. And now we're going to go back and contour our nose with the same contour palette. And now it's time to highlight with one of my favorite highlights from the Create case called Rosy Glarez. Look how bomb that is. So we're going to line our lips with the NK Coffee Lip Pencil and then go in with our Malibu shade by Kylie Cosmetics. And then a little butter gloss, and then a little bit of Brilliant Effects for the perfect lippy to go along with this gorgeous eyeshadow look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this look. It's been my pleasure to film it, and if you haven't done so already, be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Your comments mean absolutely the world to me. So, and I thank you guys for stopping by and getting ready with me. It's been my absolute pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.